The battle for Nebraska is pushing 2024 into a very contentious fight. One electoral vote is all that is in the swing and the balance of power that might decide the next presidency. This is all being started by Charlie Kirk. He posted a tweet about this that caught the governor's attention, that Donald Trump endorsed, that's now causing some serious activity in Nebraska to make it a winner-take-all state. Right now, there's one electoral vote that the Democrats are pretty reliant upon, and if this law changes, they're going to freak out. In fact, they're already freaking out. This guy on Morning Joe says, they're changing the rules. And we noticed they did a lot of that back in 2020 when they used COVID as the pretext to file lawsuits and get secretaries of state like Jocelyn Benson to change everything to support their electoral strategy. But this is what started it all. Charlie Kirk, you know who he is. He sent this one out on X. He posted this on April 2nd, and boy, how quickly a good idea can take off. He said, suppose Donald Trump flips Arizona, Georgia, Nevada next fall. Sounds pretty good. Current polls show him doing that. Would he win the presidency? Not quite. In fact, if Trump flips those 3 states and no others, he loses by exactly 1 electoral vote. Why? Nebraska. Despite being one of the most Republican states, Nebraska awards its electoral votes by congressional district. Some go red, some go blue. It's not winner take all like most of our other states. Now, thanks to this system, Omaha, their electoral vote goes blue. Obama won it in 2008. Biden won it in 2020. The big cities, man. He's likely to win it again this year. Now, California would never do this, obviously. New York would never do this. Split those up so Republicans get some votes? Yeah, right. And as long as that's the case, neither should we. Of course not. This is completely fixable. Very easy to do this. Nebraska's legislature can act to make sure the state's electoral votes go towards electing the candidate that the vast majority of Nebraskans prefer. And there's already a bill ready to go called LB 764. All Nebraska has to do is put it up for a vote. Now, as I write this, Charlie says the Nebraska legislature is still in session. Nebraskans should call their legislatures and their governor to demand the state stop pointlessly giving strength to their political enemies. Okay, amazing. So shout out to Charlie Kirk on that one. Now, this caught major fire, and the governor came out with a statement. He says, it's a pretty good idea. Why don't we do that? So, we stop getting steamrolled by the Democrats. Here is what the governor said. His name is Jim. Statement today on winner take all. Right after Charlie posted this. He says, today, Governor Jim Pillen introduced the following statement in response to a call out for his support of the bill introduced by Senator Lippincott. The bill proposes the reinstatement of the winner take all system for electing presidential and vice presidential candidates, awarding all electoral votes to candidates receiving the highest number of votes in the state. I, the governor says, am a strong supporter of Senator Lippincott's winner-take-all bill and have been from the start. It would bring Nebraska into line with our 48 fellow states, better reflect the founders' intent, and ensure our state speaks in one unified voice in presidential elections. I call upon fellow Republicans in the legislature to pass this bill to my desk so I can sign it into law. Amazing. Now, Charlie also posted an update to that. He said, hey, check this out. Huge update. Governor Jim Pillen has responded to our call for the great state of Nebraska to return to an electoral college winner take all, and he promises to sign the bill if it lands on his desk. So we just got to get it there. A big thank you to the Charlie Kirk Show audience and everyone who picked up the phone and made this happen. PSA, if you live in Nebraska, please contact Senator Aguilar and Senator Sanders and, quote, respectfully, right, very respectfully, ask them to move this bill through the committee. LB 764, winner take all. Here are the phone numbers of those senators. Very important. Here's why. Trump also agrees this should be done. Here is what he said, in fact, over on True Social. Trump said, Governor Jim Pillen of Nebraska, a very smart and popular governor, and handsome too, who has also done some really great things, came out with a very strong letter in support of returning Nebraska's electoral votes to a winner-take-all system. Most Nebraskans have wanted to go back to this system for a very long time because it's what 48 other states do. It's what the founders intended. It's right for Nebraska. Thank you, Governor, for your bold leadership, and let's hope the Senate does the right thing. Nebraskans, respectfully ask your senators to support this great bill. And that's from Donald Trump. Now, stuff is happening, okay? This guy, McDonald, switches parties. So the state senator, McDonald, he tells a news agency, today I'm changing my party affiliation to Republican, adding the Democratic Party has decided to punish me for being pro-life. And so we don't know what his future plans are, but there is a lot of activity afoot over there. And here's some background on what this is going to mean, right? What are the consequences of this? this. Pretty dramatic, as NBC News tells us. Let's see what they say about all of this from their article. They tell us Republicans now are upping the pressure on the state's nonpartisan unicameral legislature to make this change before the presidential election, meaning one body, no House and Senate, just a Senate. But despite the pressure from Republican heavy hitters, the push could fall short as the legislative session draws to a close after a previously introduced bill languished. Speaker said, we have a process. It includes an introduction, a committee hearing, prioritization of the agenda, and this was not prioritized, so it's in committee, so I can't schedule it if it's in committee. Now, they're hoping that they can move it forward. Can it overcome a filibuster? We don't know. Governor Jim Pillen of Nebraska, a very smart and popular governor, has done some really great things, came out today. Kirk said in a statement, now here's where this comes down to. Okay, what is this all about? It is about 538 electoral votes, but the change could have far greater repercussions than it seems. Okay, it's just one vote, right? Here's how it works. Biden won 306 electoral college votes in 2020. Trump got 232, but things have changed pretty dramatically. If Trump is able to win back the key Sun Belt states like Arizona, Georgia, and Nevada, and doesn't win anything else, Nebraska's split electoral vote becomes of paramount importance. In that scenario, under the current rules in Nebraska, Biden would win the presidency with 270 to 268, okay? But if Nebraska has that one electoral vote that goes back to Trump, it's now, guess what? A tie. 269 to 269, an outcome that would send this to the House of Representatives. Now, there's one reason why Democrats are blasting the change. They're very upset about this. The Nebraska Republican Party are eyeing this to dilute our influence. Omaha has gone to Obama, and they launched a petition opposing the bill. And of course, they're outraged about this, saying, how dare the Republican Party change the rules right before the election? Give me a break, okay? We covered, I can't tell you how many dozens of lawsuits that the Democrats filed under COVID to change the rules. Efforts to pass this legislation fell just one vote short in 2016, and so we're going to see if that changes these days. Now, here's more from Semaphore, saying Trump and Pillen endorsed legislation. Charlie Kirk suggested it. In just 200 words, Charlie Kirk urged this to happen, and guess what? It caught. 5 hours, 10 minutes later, Pillen put out a statement, then Trump. Now, the district has drawn special attention, right? If Biden lost these three, a change would cause a tie. Pillen's statement drew murmurs from Democrats. No other state awards their electoral votes this way. Democrats, who hold just 1/3 of the state's Senate, they were skeptical that Lauren Lippincott's bill would pass. A freshman Republican introduced it 14 months earlier, remained in committee, has not had priority to pass by April 18th. So they got to get this done like now. The Nebraska Democratic Party is watching this closely. They still believe we have the votes to stop this. Democrats seem very surprised by this, and we'll see where it goes. Of course, the question is, can they get it done in time? It sounds like the deadline is April 18th. So shout out to Charlie Kirk, and honestly, shout out to the governor, and shout out to Trump for being so Johnny on the spot with this. Just boom. Good idea hits. There's like 15 days, 2 weeks to get it done, and they're freaked out about it, which means we got to get it done. All right. So if you're in Nebraska, you know what to do. Here is how it sounds on Mika Brzezinski's show called Morning Joe.
The governor there has thrown his support behind an effort that would no longer allocate the electoral votes by congressional district. Because right now, it's 5 votes there. Technically, Republicans get 4, and President Biden, Democrats get the 1 from Omaha. If that changes, and we don't know that it will, the state legislature is going to look at it. But if that changes, that takes away Biden's best path to win. Because if he wins Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Michigan, but loses the other swing states and no longer picks up the 1 in Nebraska, 269, that leads playbook this morning. The alarm among Democrats that this is possible. What do you think?
I think this is what the modern Republican Party has become. They're now changing the rules in the middle, trying to benefit themselves.
Womp, womp. You did it in 2020.
Hell that Donald Trump hath wrought. In the middle of this, changing the rules 200 days before the election is ridiculous. I think you're right. I think there are real simulation problems. When you look at the map, that one electoral vote really matters in the combination of other things. Then you need another state. And so the easiest pathway to victory has always been the Midwestern 3 states combined with Nebraska. Something tells me they're not going to get away with it this easy, and there will be a national outcry if they're trying to change the rules here. But it looks like
they might get it done. Okay, there's a lot of momentum and enthusiasm to do it. So let's go. Okay, if you're in Nebraska, get on those phones. All right, you know what I'm saying? Get on those phones, call your senators, and let's get this done. So again, mega shout out to Charlie Kirk, Turning Point, the whole crew that blew this thing out of the water. Could have some serious consequences. And so we're going to be here continuing to cover all of the 2024 2024 litigation and the news as it unfolds ahead. And we're looking forward to having you join us as we do. Thank you for subscribing, my friends. Thank you for liking this video wherever you're watching. Thanks for inviting someone you know or love to come over, watch the lives with us. We'd appreciate that. That way they can see what's going on here. We got great links down in the description below. Don't forget to check out our members only community where we talk about some other political and legal topics at watchingthewatchers.locals.com. Streams in the morning, streams on Saturday, and members only after parties after our live shows. We also have watcherlodge.com, which is a little bit different content. It's sovereignty and self-development related content. And we have Sovereignty Saturdays starting this Saturday, all free. Go to watcherlodge.com, register, add it to your calendar, and we'll see you there and back here on the next one.